Live from the Slackers Sports Bar Studios. This is In the Building with Mike Taylor and Rudy J.
$1,383. We'll take it.
Oh.
The final tally for the 2024 In the Building Salvation Army kettle of 2K24. $1,383.
That's all right.
We've done way better in the past. I have high expectations. You know what? Here's the thing, and I've told people this. Look, I don't want to poo-poo on that's $1,300. All right, and ain't another podcast in the city that can generate what we can generate. But not that they're competition. I probably shouldn't say that. Jerk right off the top, because I don't consider the other podcast in town. I don't consider them competition. I'm not that we're above them. They're just it's a free world. We all do what we want. You know what I mean? And we're the SEC and they're the Big 12. There's no way to say that without being an asshole.
Yeah, right.
Happy belated Christmas. We did generate $1,383 for the Salvation Army. Thank you, Thunderdome. I appreciate that very much. Only a week ago, we only had $700, and so we got we wound up raising $600 in about 5 days.
It went out to Slackers, and then then you had the stragglers trickle in.
Right, and normally we try to get our goal is $2,000. Now here's the thing: it's all for the kids, all the different teams that had kettles. It all goes in the same pot, and so I can also say that we were over $2,000 over the total goal, like the goal for the whole campaign. Everybody that was involved. It was $26,000, and together, the collective, we all together raised $28,000 and change. So we did surpass our goal, and $1,383 of that came from our little show. So thank you, Thunderdome. Thank you hard.
I'm glad the TV people still cheating. They've been cheating for years.
That's fine.
But I'm glad. No, I'm glad. It's all about the kids. So
yeah, and here's the thing. And I'm straight up, no bullshit. Here's the thing. I'm so busy trying to generate money for our company. Kiddies have to take a back seat these days. Uncle Mike's got his own thing going. When I was at iHeart, I got paid a good salary to just do a show, and that was it. I didn't have to hustle. I didn't have to do all the different things that we have to do to run our little LLC. And so I could pimp out that kettle, all day long and not worry about it because my salary was my salary, but I am charity this year. I had to raise money for Mehill first, then the kiddies. So I'll take $1,383. We could have done a lot worse. And only 5 days ago, it was a lot worse, and we rallied. We rallied. Happy belated Christmas. Did y'all get anything? Did anybody get you anything special?
Yeah, I got
anything on. What'd you get?
I got like a little stuff. I got some stuff. And always get some stuff, but we always make it about the kids,
right?
But I got some stuff.
Okay, what'd you get? Chonas, cigar?
Yeah, all that good stuff.
Yeah. Well, dude, you know who I live with. And so things, you never know what you're going to get for Christmas living here.
What'd you get?
Can you read that? You probably can't, can you?
No.
Put that closer to. Can you read that?
Oh, does it say, can I suck your pickle?
No, it says, can I have your pickle? That right there is what I was given for Christmas. What's it like living with Nina? That's what it's like living with Nina. That's what I get. So I'll proudly put that on my jacket. Maybe I'll wear this at Mark's outing all day on Saturday and into the game.
Right.
Why not?
That'd be funny.
This fits in a burger joint, right?
For sure, because everybody likes pickles on their burger.
Absolutely, it's totally appropriate. So I'm wearing that. I'm going to wear this into the press box too on Saturday as we cover the Colorado Buffs in their battle against the evil Mormons of BYU. So that's what I got for Christmas.
Yeah, man. It's about I do. At our age, we do more giving.
Sure.
You got the kiddos and stuff. So,
dude,
if
I were gay with no kids, you know how much more money I'd have.
Yeah. Ain't no shit.
Wouldn't have no bills.
And they hit a certain age where their gifts are all expensive.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
I gave cash to my 2 oldest. All right, the little ones they get
Yours.
gifts.
Yeah.
Well, dude,
What'd you do? You just Zelled them?
yeah, Zelda money, and you know what?
Hey,
And they
they
did
rather
something
have that.
practical.
They rather have that.
And my 23 did something practical. Put the money I gave, and went and bought new rims for the car. So something practical, not like Dayton's.
No, I know what you mean.
You imagine my little 23-year-old. No, they have a used car. The rims are a little old. They're getting a little rusty, and so with Daddy's contribution, they went and got rims on the car.
Nobody
Good
likes a
for her.
rusty rim.
No, you cannot. Okay. Rudy, no one forced you to join allegiances with me and LG. No one made you come over
No,
here.
you're right. You're right. Jesus.
We are going to be at Mark's on Saturday, so you get your asses out there and make us look good with Mark Outing, the owner of Mark's Outing Burger Joint on Commerce Street on the, how do you do the E over there? Is it like this? Is that an E? That's an E, right? East Side. Not that I'm flashing gang signs.
Anyone wants
Not that
to do
I'm-
the burger challenge, be a good bit.
Yeah, so we need
What
ideas
is it?
for bits on Saturday. I was thinking a burger challenge because he's got like these monster burgers.
Yeah, you got some monster burgers.
And maybe a Thunderdumber wants to come out there and take a challenge. Maybe if you can get the burger eaten in a certain time, me and Rudy will go to your house.
So he's got a
something.
2-pound cheeseburger challenge with everything on it.
Okay.
It's about 2.25 pounds with all the
Good
toppings.
Lord, how many calories in that? Good.
You get your
Lord.
picture on the wall. You have to eat it in one sitting. I don't know if there's a time limit. It doesn't say.
I was going to say with the time limit's 2 hours because we're going to get there at 3. And at 5, we got to go over to the game. So we're getting ready for our beloved Colorado Buffs as they take on the Fighting Mormons of Brigham Young Saturday night at the Alamo Dome in the Alamo Bowl. The 3 of us will be at Mark's Outing tailgating from 3 to 5, and then we're going to go over to the stadium and watch the game, which I'm excited for. As the Colorado Buffs, it's funny because like BYU's got this like no one cares about us mentality.
Dude,
And they're using that's their motivation for the game. No one gives a shit
it's
about
true.
us. I know it's true. Why would I care about
It's true.
them? It is true. It's absolutely true. They're having
Well,
fun, man.
They
Colorado's
look like
soaking
they're
this
having
in.
fun.
Yeah, Dion said this the other night at that press conference that I was at the hotel. He's like, we are here to win. Let's make that clear. But also, we're here to have fun. I asked Dion the other night, when's the last time he was in town? And he couldn't recall. He was guessing. An Army-Navy game. I mean, the Army All-American Bowl
All-American,
years
yeah.
ago. Remember Noel Devine? I think it was either his nephew, I think, or he Dion was like the guardian of a football player, a youth player who was like an All-American. His name was Noel Devine. This is years ago when Shadur and Shiloh and Dion Jr. were little. There was a kid named Noel Devine that Dion kind of like mentored and followed him around, and that kid played in the All-American Bowl at the Alamo Dome, and Dion was guessing that was the last time that he was in town. But he did say,
Yeah,
look,
because
we're
I
here
was
to
trying
win.
to think. Like, I can't remember why Dion
No.
would even be here.
No, he was not a Cowboy back when. I don't think he visited when the Cowboys were at the
No,
Alamo
he
Dome
wasn't.
for
He was
training
long
camp.
gone by
Not
then.
even as a visitor, or maybe as media or something. Who knows? But he did say that because he hasn't been here in so long, he wants to soak up the city. He wants to partake in all of the things that are puro. And looks like he and the fellows were having a good time, man. They were at SeaWorld today.
Yeah, they did
having a good
SeaWorld.
time.
They were downtown.
Yeah, the old lady
Did
was
some-
down there, Miss Peggy, who just turned
Miss
100, like
Peggy.
their super fan. She's 100 years old. Let's hopefully she can get out of town still alive. I would hate to have that on our city.
I know. If it is, it's your
Come
fault.
on, we're all thinking it. We're all thinking it.
If that happens, it's your fault because you covering them.
No.
My man Travis looks beat down. He doesn't look like
Okay.
he wants to be here.
Let's
He
just
doesn't look
leave
like
with
he-
that then. Okay, what's your take on Travis Hunter and the girlfriend? And I mean,
He's
they
beat
filed.
down.
He's got insurance on him. If he
Shador,
blows his
too.
knee out, yeah, they all have insurance. That's what Dion said the other night at the hotel. They have a record. They've not divulged how much, but they have a record amount of insurance taken out on a few of the like 4, 5 or 6 kids actually may get drafted on that team.
Mm.
They're super talented, obviously. and they have insurance. But all in all, you think Travis looks a little ass whipped, just ready for a break?
Yeah, everything he's going through with his fiance/wife, he looks beat down. Because keep in mind, he deleted his Instagram.
I know.
Not only are you dealing with it from the fans, then you got to go home and hear you're not doing enough. You should be taking up for me. This ain't right. Why don't you tell them that I was with you when you had $3?
Is that
You know
what's
what I
going
mean?
on? Is she doing that shit?
I mean, what woman wouldn't? We're
My
supposed to
li-
be the
the
protector.
one I live with.
We're
You know,
supposed to be the protector, but no, he's dealing with it at home because I'm
baby
sure
girl,
she's
you're
going
19
through it at
years
home
old.
because she's
Mhm.
like public enemy number one. Not Putin, not Trump, not Beyonce. Public enemy number one is poor Travis Hunter's fiance. I've never seen a bunch of people rally against somebody they don't know in my life. I'm like,
Dude,
gosh, damn. Like that. Travis. He like Dion had to call him to the middle of the huddle. I saw they were practicing out at UTSA. He's like, Travis, come in here. He's like, you do know that you are him. And Travis was like, yeah, I know. I'm like, damn.
wow.
And I heard Denzel Washington say this, like, he was like, I don't know if I could have been living young in this era.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, it's a lot. Like
I
at a young age,
mm-hmm.
if you like, especially if you're a public figure. Like if you're a public figure, like if you're in your 40s
Sure.
like me, you got to be able to brush that shit off. But to
Right.
get rich and famous at a young age and have
Mhm.
people that you don't even know hate you, you're like, damn, what the hell?
He needs to take care of that. And he needs to just ignore it
He's
and
beat
take care of
down.
her.
He's beat down.
Either take care of her or dump her, but don't be beat down. Ain't got time for beat down. Ain't got time for that shit. Ain't got time for that. And as Dion said this the other night, he can't be worried about bull junk. That's what Dion calls it, bull junk. Ain't got time
It's
for
easy
bull
for
junk.
us old men to say.
You got $1 million in your checking account. You just won the Heisman Trophy. You get ready to play your last game in a beautiful city. You get ready to be maybe the number 1 overall pick in the NFL draft. Fuck the bull junk.
No, and you know what I tell Dion? I'll be like, hey Dion, I agree, but you're the same 20-something-year-old that chased Tim McCarver around the locker room and poured ice cold water on him because he didn't agree with how you were handling baseball and football. So Dion worried about bull junk when he was in his 20s. Because if we're not gonna worry about bull junk, then you shouldn't have chased Tim McCarver around the locker room and poured ice water on him because he didn't agree with how you were getting down.
Yeah, but maybe Dion can use that as a reason. See, what I did was wrong.
Don't do what I did. Right. Okay. Got you.
I mean,
yeah. No, you're right. Whatever.
But still,
anyway.
I mean, look, did you have a high school girlfriend, like a serious one?
Yep.
Okay, I did too. Right after graduation,
And
I'll
let you know it was stupid.
I let that woman go, or I'm gonna say I let that girl go. Right after graduation. What do you mean? We've been together like 3 years of high school.
Yeah.
As soon as high school's over, gotta let you go. Now that felt bad, but I had to do that. What are you doing, Orly? What's the problem?
You were going off to North Texas, weren't you?
Well, technically UT Arlington, which is only 20 minutes from my house. One of the 5 schools I went to before I got my degree.
Yeah.
It's okay. But it didn't matter if I wasn't going to college. I was starting my life.
Right.
I was an 18-year-old kid out of high school, and now I'm a grown-up. How am I going to handle that? The last thing I need to do is have some gal next to me. I needed to go sow oats. I need to go be me, Well, I'm not going to sit up here and marry my high school sweetheart. There's a lot of pizza out there, and I'm 18 years old. I was just being honest. Look, I'm like, girl, we ain't going to get married. She's like, I'll take care of it. She had a full academic scholarship to TCU, and was clearly going to do. I'm going to. No, it ain't about it. Ain't about your scholarly. It ain't because I don't like you. It's that I'm a kid. I don't know what the hell I want to do. I gotta let you go. I got like Wilson the soccer ball, but on purpose. And it was hard, but I had to do that, This kid here has, he thinks he's famous now. Wait till he gets to the league. and he's out there playing with 32-year-old grown-ass men trying to knock his ass on his ass.
Mm-hmm.
They may get paid in college, but they're not grown-ups till they get to the NFL. Not really. That's what he's got his whole life, man. Don't be beaten down. Now he'll regret it forever if he lets this girlfriend thing mess up his good times. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
Ain't worth it. Ain't worth it. Big Al's up in here with a $10 donation.
We
Salute, Mike.
got a few donations.
Oh, salute Mike, Rudy, and LG. Mike definitely caught plenty of bodies in high school. Insert Peter Griffin laugh. Hey, I was a good boy.
Yeah.
I was the one. I was like the really well-behaved kid.
Mike Taylor, Jr., second base.
Went to church.
Mm.
Baseball player. Very, very respectful. My grandma taught me to be. When you go to someone's house, you are going to be respectful.
You mean like
curse.
you mean like clapping cheeks at church? That's
See, she didn't know about that. See, that's the thing.
I'm not. We won't tell grandma. We won't tell grandma about
all the parents thought, oh, he's such a sweet kid,
a man of faith.
It wasn't like I was a bad kid, but I had one reason for being there. Nobody made nobody do nothing. It was all consensual. Right. Just saying.
Luis $10. Who else? We got $10 from Luis. What did he say?
Horns beat Arizona State. I like how he took the ASU and turned it into Basura. Okay. Thank you and be safe, fellas. Thank you. Rosie's in here. $10. Merry Christmas. Spurs let Wemby down. He should have scored nothing less than 50 points. And we'll get into that in a few minutes.
We'll get into that in a few minutes. But I'll say this.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of ASU, real quick,
sir.
and we'll move on.
Yep. Okay.
Bevo got banned again.
They don't love him in Georgia. It's not even the same stadium.
I know. What is going on with Bevo? Why people hating on Bevo?
I don't know.
Like, that ain't right, man. And I'm not even no Horns apologist, but Bevo would have made all these trips all these years. Now all of a sudden they banning him. This cancel culture is crossing over the Longhorns.
Yeah, Bevo's been canceled.
Bevo's canceled, dog.
From that state, anyway.
That's insane.
Is it vengeance because he charged Uga the dog?
Because I think, but ever since he attacked Uga, there's been a problem.
Was that even the same Bevo? I mean, that was
that was probably. Ago. There's been 1,000 Bevos.
Yeah,
so it was probably a different one. Yeah.
That's bullshit. That's absolutely bullshit. And it's a Georgia thing because he got banned at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. And now across town in Atlanta at the Peach Bowl where they're playing Wednesday, don't have the room for him. Bullshit. You don't have the room for him. Yes, you do. That's bullshit.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
It is bullshit. Big Alf, $10. Oh, I already read that one. Oh, Jason, $1.99. Great to see you guys. Allergies suck. Sorry you're dealing with allergies, sir. Sorry. You and I, by the way, will have post-game show Wednesday after the game. Or do you need to take New Year's Day off?
No, let's do it.
Excellent. All right, very good. Playoff game. Longhorns in Arizona State. Do it for Bevo. Whip their asses. And do it for Bevo. All right.
Do it for Bevo.
That's right. Damn right. All right. Let's get into, let's pay some bills here tonight. We're on late. It's okay. Appreciate everybody. Hope you all had a good holiday. We've been away for 2 days. We're making up for it tonight. I love DJ LG's picture showing up on folks' posts. Greg Costaduela celebrates 5 months of membership. Look at the LG photo.
I saw that.
Indiana Goins up here. With that
Indiana Coins. Indiana Coins.
Oh, man. We need to get Ribaldo a hat like that, and they'll look like twinsies. All right. It is Jay Ribaldo.
Sir, okay.
What? I thought that was funny. Jay has a sense of humor. They don't all look the same.
Yo, did he just really say LG and Jay Ribaldo are twins?
Hey, look at that. If you said that's your second cousin, you'd believe it.
Foul.
You wouldn't. You know how many people look like me in this world? Tons. Not a week goes by I don't get people sending me
Oh yeah,
pictures. People thinks my kid.
there's 10 million bald black dudes with beards. So yeah.
Oh, it's that Jay Ribaldo, the official
up,
real
Jay?
estate man, 210-887-1081. Go see all that man's listings on his website at ribaldo.com. You can email him at jribaldo@kw.com. Once again, and it's gone on for years and years, and I anticipate it will. It is Bexar County. Of the 4 or 5 biggest counties in the state, our county continues to have the lowest median average home price, and now just for the last month, just $333, which is up 2%. But all the other big cities are way up. You see where Austin has actually gone down in population in the last 4 years. There was a report on population where Austin has actually seen a slight decrease in population. Fort Worth has now passed Austin as the 4th
Really?
most popular city. Yeah. So
No
now
way.
it goes Houston, San Antonio, Dallas, Fort Worth, then Austin. Austin is
Well, they're gonna keep coming to San Antonio with these prices.
Can't afford to live in Travis County. You can afford to live in Bexar, where the average median is just, 280 on that map there. I misread that. My bad. 280,000 continues to be the Bexar County median price to see all of the listings. There's so many great listings in town. There's so many great places available. It's hard to find them all on your own. Let Jay do all that grunt work for you. Let his team find the right place for you. Location, price, schools, HOAs or not. Whatever, whether it's commercial too. He does commercial. And why don't you looking to move a house? You're looking to sell one. Maybe you want to flip house, a second house. Jay does real estate, brother. Hit him up, 210-887-1081. It is Jay Ribaldo. All right. We were off a couple of days and we got messed up. We need to have a production meeting on the air. LG, are we doing the championship tonight or do I tease it for tomorrow? It's my bad. I should have asked you this before we started.
The poll went up at 9:30.
All right. There's a big old poll. A big old poll. And it's 2 D-bags on the same poll.
Dong.
The 2024 In the Building Bagtastic Challenge Championship is nigh upon us. While we're away, Jerry Jones eased past Diddy. Not into him like you would prefer, but past him.
You got to use a different word than ease past Diddy. You know, like it's a lot of innuendo there, Mike. But I know you know what you're doing.
Blame Diddy. I can't help that Diddy's a pervert. I'm not going to change how I speak to just because Diddy's a weirdo. Jerry
eased
past Diddy 54% to 46%. So it was pretty close, but Jerry advanced for the first time ever. Jerry's in the championship where he will take on Aaron Rodgers, the soon-to-be free agent quarterback when the Jets release his ass. He spanked Jake Paul with 58% of the vote. Aaron Rodgers cruises into the championship.
How is Aaron Rodgers a bigger D-bag than Jake Paul?
You know what I think it is? Half of Jake Paul's stuff is shtick. It's all circus performance.
Aaron is just being him. He's real.
Aaron's
who I am.
Genuinely an asshole and a massive douchebag. Where Jake's doing a bit. One night, Jake's screaming into a mic, asshole. He must die. And then the very next night, Jake's worshiping the same guy that was going to die the night before. Jake's doing a bit.
Right.
Aaron Rodgers is not. And I think that's probably what's put him over the top. And so it's Aaron Rodgers against Jerry Jones. Be great if Aaron Rodgers came to the Cowboys next year.
I wouldn't mind that.
Just for entertainment purposes. Jerry versus Aaron. So vote. You can go to our YouTube page at Love You Hard TV and go to the community section. And you can vote Jerry or Aaron Rodgers. Here in a minute when we get done, I will post on my socials too. I'll put the link up so you can vote. And then tomorrow night when we're back in here, we will crown a champion. We will have a newest world champion who will be the D-bag of the year. Will it be Jerry or Aaron Rodgers? All right. I ask you, sir, if you were going to vote, which I know you don't, to protect the sanctity, since we own the show, we don't vote. But we do give opinions. Who would you vote for, Jerry or Aaron Rodgers?
Probably Aaron Rodgers. Probably
You know
Aaron
what?
Rodgers. Like
I agree.
yeah. It's a lot going on with Aaron. Instead of
A
worrying
lot.
about how bad the Jets are, he's on McAfee trying to defend his nonsense, making fun of people that are vaxxed. Like, first of all, how 2020 is that? Like, why are you even talking about people that are vaxxed? Like, who
Still.
cares? Yeah, like, who
That's tired.
cares?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's tired. Like, who cares? All right, in 20 years, I'm going to grow another leg. You don't have to deal with it, Aaron. But, Jerry's had his moments, but Aaron, but also you couple that with the fact that the Jets flat out suck. Like, they're worse this year with him.
Correct. Yep. The kid from BYU, they shit all over him, got rid of him.
Jerry's team showing life. Now, they did just sit CD for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
They were like, hey,
Well,
hey, hold on.
worse. They're going to ruin
his
it.
shoulder's getting worse. But they're like, hey, we got to stop winning games. All right, we get it. Y'all playing for Mike, but you sit your ass down somewhere, CD.
Sure.
So Jerry's had his moments. But, I'd vote for Aaron.
There's no doubt Jerry's a douche, but I don't want to let his terrible performance as a general manager get in the way of his debaggery, because you can be a horrible GM and be
That's
a
what I'm
super cool
saying.
guy. You can be a
Right.
colossal douche and win the Super Bowl as a general manager. I don't want to
Right.
let his failed GMing persuade my view of him from just a D-bag standpoint.
Right.
Aaron Rodgers, I would vote for Rodgers too. I really, really would. Just really would. So that's my take. But again, I don't vote. Thunderdome does. And so tomorrow night we will crown a champion. One of those two men will cut down the nets as we celebrate them forever in D-Bag Valhalla. Speaking of the NFL, ratings, of course, were through the roof for the two Christmas games. 2 blowouts. NFL, baby. NFL. It's a monster. I know. How much of it did
Those
you
are
watch?
two of the-
Be honest. How much did you
I
watch?
watched a little bit of the Chiefs and a little bit of the Texans. But I spent most of the time. I spent more time watching Beyonce, 15 minutes, than I did watching those two games. No, I actually watched quite a bit of the Texans Ravens because I like watching Lamar Jackson. So I'm being funny, but the Chiefs and Steelers had no time for that shit. But Ravens, Texans, I love me some Lamar Jackson, so I watched a lot of that.
Was it 31-2 the final?
Yeah, 2.
What happened to the Texans, boy?
Their offensive line is a 4A school in Iowa. It's awful. 4A high school in Iowa. It's awful. CJ almost died yesterday.
He's not playing well, but again, you're right, though. I mean, it ain't like he's out there playing with the early 90s Cowboys offensive line. He's playing with the opposite of that. They got issues. It's funny because I actually went to Houston today, some other business with my land guys, right? And so leaving town after I got done with that, I turned on 610 KILT. You have to be very careful saying those call letters.
Well, it's kilt.
Kilt, yeah. If you say it too fast, it might come out something different. Kilt Radio 610, and they were trashing C.J. Stroud, trashing him.
Really?
Yeah. Clint Sterner. Remember Clint Sterner? He played for the Cowboys for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, I
Played in
love Clint
Arkansas.
Sterner. I like Clint Sterner.
Clint's doing radio for KILT. I like Clint too.
They're blaming CJ?
They were all over CJ's junk today as I was leaving town. Yeah.
That's
I don't know who
to
his
me.
partner is, but they were blasting on CJ. He hadn't played as well for sure, but I wonder about his where his head is right now, because he's just frustrated. They can't get anything done on offense anymore. They got to play. Hell, they're the 4 seed, and they act like they're 3-12 or whatever.
But because of your local bookie, Bet USA, FanDuel, Prize Picks.
Oh yeah,
fantasy playoffs.
Yes, sir.
You get 24 million people. 24 million people watch that bull junk, to quote the great Deion Sanders. 24 million in their sleep. 2 blowouts, 2 games that never were exciting at all.
Beyonce was the best thing about the day.
Yeah, and I don't know those songs because I didn't listen to her country album, but the performance was Super Bowl halftime show esque. Like the bar to me for Kendrick Lamar just got higher because that could have been if the NFL wanted to, they could be like, yo, we're just gonna play this shit at halftime of the Super Bowl. Like that was Super Bowl halftime show esque. It was huge. Again, I'm not a big fan of those songs. I've never listened to her country album, but the performance itself was fire. But those 2 games, 24 million people, I was so disinterested.
It's the NFL, man. They could run. Who are the worst 2 teams in the league right now? They could run the Giants out there against the Bears, and I still it would have broken 20 million. It's the NFL. They could fart for 3 hours. Guys
Look,
could
Seattle and Chicago tonight are going to get 20 million.
Of course, it's the NFL. They got the crack. We're the addicts, and that's why they take forever to make rule changes and lie about safety, all this kind of thing. Poor AD, Mr. Singh. I needed CD in my fantasy championship. He's lost CD just in time for his league championship. It's unfortunate.
If AD was a douche, he would tweet CD. If he was a douche, like, you asshole, you screwed me.
Pizza.
Like people do, there's real people that do that.
Sure. But
like often.
That's why you can't look at your notifications if you're famous. You just can't ever look at it.
You can't.
Not worth it. Not worth it.
Anyway.
Speaking of Mr. Singh, y'all help him out. He's having a tough day. CeeDee Lamb's been shut down. He's been screwed over in his fantasy league. So let's all support Texas Cheerlicker at this trying time. Thoughts and prayers to Mr. Singh. Y'all get your asses into any one of the 7 locales, 6 in San Antonio, 1 in Bernie. At all of them, you can get yourself one of these mighty lit kits. By the way, the Mark's outing appearance on Saturday, it's BYOB. Mark does not serve beer or any sort of booze, but he's absolutely down with y'all if y'all bring your own. So y'all bring some booze. That's a great idea. Stop by a Texas Cheer, grab you a lit kit, and bring it to Mark's outing on Sunday. And whether you buy the lit kit or that $17.92 you're hanging on Saturday, that $17.92 you're hanging on to, or anything they have in there, it is all 5% off when you mention in the building. It is in the building to get 5% off at all Texas Cheer.
How many did I have today? I had 3 or 4 in the buildingers today.
Excellent.
So thank y'all.
Good to hear.
Appreciate y'all.
Very good.
At least 3. It might have been 4, but at least
very good to hear.
3. So I appreciate y'all especially way out there, Redbird Ranch, where I'm at. So
hell yeah. Thank y'all. Excellent.
Make sure you mention in the building though, so you can get the 5%.
In the building. $20, Isaac the Third. Thank you, Isaac. Beyonce by far was the star of that game. And here's to Wemby dropping 42 in the Garden when they chanted overrated at him last year. # in the building. We're going to get to Spurs in a minute.
Yeah, okay.
We'll get to it in a minute. Let's save it. Let's tease it. Let's get this CD stuff out of the way. So for those that don't know, we've alluded to it a couple times. The Cowboys only have 2 games left. They're probably, I hope they lose them both because they keep screwing up their draft status. So make sure that you lose, Cowboys. And to do that, they've now benched the last good player they got that's active. But they had to. Look, man, CD's a warrior and all that kind of thing. But I've been worried about them. He's going to wind up having to have surgery, man. Turns out, it's totally worse. It's totally gotten worse because he's been playing. But they say he's going to be absolutely fine, won't miss anything. Yeah, they say that now. But as a super precaution, they've got Washington, they got Philly and Washington, probably going to lose both. Season's done. CD will not play again until next season. I'm sure do you think they should have benched him already?
No, man, you know what? In this era of guys, especially me being an NBA fan, in this era of guys saying I ain't playing back-to-backs and load management, it's refreshing to see a guy who's got his money
He's a stud.
He's got CD's paid, and CD's grown on me. I didn't know how I really felt about CD,
Mhm.
but CD's grown on me, and not to be the cliche douche, but he is a dog. So I don't think they should have shut him down. Like, you getting paid to go out there and play football. Got a
Mhm.
lot of guaranteed money. He gonna be okay. But I'm a huge number 88 fan right now. Shout out to CD for giving it all he could up until the last few games.
It wasn't
And he
just
balled
last
out. He
year.
balled out. He
Balled
balled
out the
out the
whole
last
time.
game. Yeah.
Yeah. He's balled out all season, and he's been hurt all season. He's been banged up all season.
Right.
After they gave him total runaround all summer long, he didn't go to camp, and they wound up signing him to the exact same money he asked for in March, which
So
was
stupid.
bullshit. So stupid. He misses camp. And all the data suggests that when you miss training camp, the odds of you getting hurt, I mean, it's football. The odds of you getting hurt are 50-50. But the odds of you getting hurt when you don't go to training camp are like 70-30.
Right.
The odds you miss at least one game go up exponentially when you don't play. This goes back to how pissed I am at Jerry Jones. So did you see the movie Major League?
Of
Charlie
course.
Sheen, of course.
Of course.
I'm assuming we've all seen Major League. And I've caught some
Spoiler
shit.
alert.
I've caught some
I'm
shit
kidding.
for renouncing my Cowboys fandom. And I got to be honest with you, in the 7 weeks since I did that, I haven't had any anxiety, haven't been mad, haven't had any reason to get upset. It's been fine, when you don't care. It's unfortunate. But at some point, I'm sure that my lifelong Cowboy fandom, will get the better of me again. So in Major League, they had an owner that was trying to lose on purpose. She fielded, remember the chick? She fielded the worst roster she possibly could. And even told them in the clubhouse, I want us to lose as many games as possible, because she wanted to move the team to Miami. Remember that?
Right.
That's and then Taylor, the catcher, as played by the great Tom Berenger, the actor, he stands up in the room and goes, well, I guess there's only one thing left for us to do.
And the whole goddamn thing.
In the whole fucking thing. So I feel like I'm a fictitious Cleveland Indians fan in the movie Major League, where I've got to at least try to root for the team despite the owner, because I let the owner ruin my fandom.
Right.
So on this day where they've announced that CD's shut down, hopefully they'll lose the next 2 games. They'll probably bring Mike McCarthy back. Hell, he deserves it, honestly. And because right now they would pick like 18th. Are we trying to get a good draft pick or not? Lose to the Eagles, for Pete's sake. They may not have any choice. The Eagles should just whip their ass.
Well, it depends on if they're going to shut down.
momentum.
It depends if they're going to shut down Jalen Hurts, though.
I know, because he's banged up. And they're going to catch Washington week 17, and the Commanders will need that victory for playoff seeding. So I'm assuming they'll lose the next 2 games, which is good. That'll give them a higher draft pick. And as we get into the summer, I'm going to evaluate my fandom. I'm going to try to be like a Cleveland Indians fan. I'm going to try to be like Randy Quaid, the super fan that always went to the bleachers and taunted players. He wanted the Indians to win, but he always pointed out their flaws. Everybody hated the owner. And my justification for just dropping the whole team was because if I root for them to win and they win, that makes Jerry Jones look good, and I don't want that. But that's what happens when you're a Cowboy fan.
I think it makes Mike McCarthy look good. I don't think at this point, Mike, in all honesty, everyone's done with Jerry. I don't think there's anything he could do
at this point. Yeah, even if they won the division, Jerry don't get any
I think we're giving that credit. Now Jerry's going to come take credit for it,
of course, but we all know better.
But it's gonna in my eyes and in sane people's eyes, we're like, damn, these guys didn't quit on Mike McCarthy. Because Mike McCarthy's won me over. I felt like Mike should probably have to go.
Wow.
But no, when you got these guys, Rico Dowdle and Cooper Rush, winning football games, how can I not give you another shot full strength?
Yeah, they're playing their ass off. And so I'm going to try to forget the owner. And he'll take credit, but we all know better.
Right.
Whatever they do positive, it is in spite of Jerry.
Fair.
You know what I mean? So I'm going to try to get back on board for next. I'm not guaranteeing I'm going to be a super fan. I'm not going to go get a star tattooed on my left ass cheek or nothing. But I'm going to try to come back around because I don't want to not enjoy watching them. And I have to watch them for our show.
Right.
I want there to be some joy in my life and not have to get disgusted every week and be cynical about it. So that's my goal going into the off season when it comes to those Cowboys. All right. Thank you to Slackers, the official sports bar of our show. 5 locations all over the city. Help me out if I miss one. Nacogdoches, Thousand Oaks, St. Mary's downtown, Med Center on Fred Road, and then the one by North Star Mall back behind it over on Rector. It is Slackers, the official studio. Whether we do our shows at DJLG Studios or at home or in Japan or Atlanta, Georgia, it don't matter. Slackers is the studio home. I'll be in the building on Love You Hard TV. Muchas gracias to Slackers, the official sports bar of our show. All right. I ruffled some feathers yesterday. It's funny. Me and Rudy were texting during the Spurs game.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we're both in an absolute lockstep in agreement on what happened yesterday. But I tweeted it. And by the way, Victor Wembanyama agrees with what we were texting too. Did you see his post game? He was pissed.
Yeah. Chris
He
Paul
said we don't have enough dogs. Yeah.
Chris Paul agreed. Chris Paul
Yeah.
said, look, at some point, we got to stop this we're a young team shit.
That's right.
Like, we just got to be held accountable.
Yeah, it is what
As
it is.
simple as that. Like,
That's
yo,
right.
the whole, like, 'cause at some point also, I know where Chris is going. It's like, because if somebody tells you something enough, you start to believe it. And you start to tell yourself, well, it's okay, we're young. Like, no. It's time to start turning the corner.
Yep. That's right.
What was the tweet that you got you in trouble? You could paraphrase.
That they got punked by the Knicks in winning time. They totally did. Wemby said we didn't have any dogs out there.
And Spurs X came for you?
Sure.
But
they're all dipshits. No, they're all dumbasses. I can't help it. They just need to let me do all the talking and keep their mouths shut. Just let us tell you how things are, and if you'd accept that that's how things are, your life will be easier. You know. So I mean, I'm not punching them or nothing, but I can't help it that they're dumbasses. Just let the basketball talkers do the basketball talking, y'all. Okay, just let us tell you how things are. The San Antonio Spurs shit the bed in winning time. I don't give a shit. Wemby had a 42-18. I texted Rudy. He's on pace for 50 and 20.
He should have gotten it.
And as soon as I texted that, Wemby didn't score another point. Stuck on 42. If you look at that game from the second TV timeout, from the 5-minute mark to the end of the game, they got their ass kicked. They didn't get any loose balls. They got out hustled. They got out shot. They got out coached. They got out played. They got out toughed. They got punked. Wemby starts jacking up 35-foot threes with a 2-point game, and all of a sudden,
they were up like 5. They were up like 5. And again, like I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it.
Not every
but
time.
Again, I think Larry Brown handled it the best when he had Rasheed Wallace, because Rasheed Wallace was the first one of these 6'11", 7-footers that could stretch the floor. And Larry was like, hey, you can shoot threes. I'm cool with that. But when you have a clear mismatch, I need you on the block.
Right.
Like if we're up 5, and that's on everybody. That's on Mitch. That's on Chris Paul. That's on Wemby. That's on the whole team. Mm-hmm. We're up 5. Let's milk it. Like, I know what the analytics say. Oh my God, the freaking Golden State Lakers. We'll talk about that if we get time. They shot 83s yesterday. So I get it. I know what the analytics say. Jeez. But if we're up 5 in the fourth quarter, let's go to our 7'5" guy on the block and let him oversee the whole court and pick them apart mismatch wise. Or if they're stupid enough to play him one-on-one, then either get you an easy bucket or go to the line.
Yep.
Like, we're not going to jack up 35-footers while we're up 5 late in the fourth. I don't give a shit what the MIT Yale nerds say. I'm sorry.
That called for situational basketball.
Right.
You throw out the bullshit.
Right.
You coach and you play the moment that's at hand with the game on the line. And they were just. I mean, and that's all. I guess I don't know if it's. I mean, it's easy to throw Mitch under the bus, So I don't know if that was by design, but at some point, don't you have to rein it in? Hey, let's work the shot. Let's kill clock. We have a 5-point lead. Let's not turn the ball over. Hey, Devin Vassell, why don't you not disappear on us in winning time? Look, Wemby didn't do nothing either, but he damn sure didn't have any help. CP3 at 39 years old and Jeremy Sohan, their utility player, were the only two dudes that played worth the shit in the last 5 minutes of that game. And the Spurs blew that lead and crapped the bed. And that was embarrassing. Now, Mike Bridges was fantastic. He was
man, with that gosh damn Bill Cartwright form he has, I don't know how that shot
back
goes
here.
in. And he's changed it so many times. He's a lost cause. But I'm going to say this, man. I'm going to say this. My opinion. No sources, no nothing. Just my opinion, throwing shit against the wall. Mitch, when Pop first left, Mitch let Stephon Castle off the leash. Go run. Go have fun. We got a ranch. You need to work. You're a working dog. You're a blue healer. Stephon Castle is a blue healer. He needs to work. He needs to work. Then he's playing great. Now all of a sudden, you put him back on the bench and you take away all his minutes. He played 17 minutes yesterday.
Yeah, I know.
Was there a phone call? Is there a phone call made?
Dude.
Was there a phone call made that said, hey, what are we doing with Stephon Castle? Rein him in. We know certain people in the Spurs organization hate rookies other than the ones named Wemby. They've hated rookies forever. And they feel like you need development. But when Mitch first got the reins, he let the blue healer herd. And now he's reined them back in. What are they doing? I don't care what anybody says, and I don't care if you get mad. They are misusing, mishandling, whatever the term you want to use, Stephon Castle. He was number 6, 7? I don't remember. Top 10 pick. It's Tim Duncan and Manu Ginobili and Tony Parker aren't on the sideline. What are we doing with Stephon Castle? Why take him to let's bring him in slowly. Bring him in slowly. Y'all lost 60 games last year. The handling of Stephon Castle is egregious. I don't care what anybody says.
To piggyback on that, he had Trey Jones out there in the last couple of minutes. What the fuck's Trey Jones doing out there in a 1-point game in the fourth quarter against the Knicks at the Garden? I ain't trying to develop Trey Jones. I'm trying to get Trey Jones' ass off the roster. Ain't no room for him anymore. Why is he out there? So you could Castle not playing, yeah. But so you have Trey Jones out there instead? Now that I didn't dig. I didn't.
What are we doing?
I don't know.
What are we doing?
I don't know what that was, but you're right. You're right. What are you going to do? Lose a bunch more games? Play that boy. He's badass.
He's number 4 pick. That's
correct.
What Dustin said.
I get it. 4? Hey, we don't play the first. We don't play rookies. Yeah, when Tim, Tony, and Manu were in their prime, and your first round pick was the 28th pick. Cool. This is a lottery pick. He's a stud. He should be starting every night. Damn sure ought to be out there. If it's one thing, you're not going to have him out there in winning time. That's one thing. But you have Trey Jones out there instead. Come on, man. What are we doing here, man? What are we talking about?
I think somebody made a phone call, man. I'm not saying who that somebody is.
Certain 75-year-old man.
Because I promise you, as soon as Mitch got the reins, Mike, I was like, oh, there's Stephon Castle. Oh, damn, he can go. Now, yes, now there's some plays that Stephon has to, like Stephon does need to work on finishing in traffic. He's blowing a lot of gimmies. I get it. But he's also playing with that. Is he going to pull me out? Is he, oh shit, is he going to take me out? Like nobody, the fourth overall pick shouldn't be looking over his shoulder. He should just be able to go out there, make mistakes, and figure it out.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
I agree. All right, it is in the building here on Love You Hard TV, presented in part by the Law Office of Orlando Kill. It's time for People I Want to Punch. We've already done some punching. Maybe your punch is Mitch or Pop. I don't know. It's time for People I Want to Punch. All right, I'll go first. I want to punch, and this is not the first time I've punched this man. I want to punch Tex.CEO Mark Williams. Texas Department of Transportation CEO Mark Williams. And I've
What
made fun of him
happened?
before because he spells Mark with a C. And I just
Oh.
can't trust a guy who spells Mark with a C and not a K. Can't trust it. We got a couple of Marks that are Thunder numbers that have their name spelled with a C. I keep them at arm's length. I appreciate y'all watching, but you can't trust the guy named M-A-R-C. Once again, and I only drive this stretch a couple of times a year, and I don't guess it's ever going to improve. For years now, the stretch heading east, I told you I went to Houston today.
Yeah.
That stretch of Highway 10, right there at Foster, you pass Foster on 10 heading east, Foster
Awful.
all the way to Seguin. I don't know if it's statistically the most dangerous stretch of highway in the state, but it's got to be
Mike,
top 5.
It's like this narrow, and the
You can
18
reach your
wheelers are
hand
coming
out,
through.
and you can reach your hand out and touch the retaining wall.
Awful.
And I drove back in the dark tonight because I didn't get home till after dark. Dude, I was scared. I'm getting over in the right-hand lane, just hugging them 18-wheelers, waiting on the damn road to open back up. It's so dangerous, and it's the same for years. When are they going to fix that?
It's the only time. It's the only stretch of road where I'm 10-2. I'm 10-2. Like I'm
turn the music
like
down.
Yeah, I'm focused.
Take a deep breath. Yeah,
I know exactly the stretch you're talking about, especially when them 18-wheelers get in there with you.
Yeah, man.
No.
And every time there's a wreck, it backs up for 5 hours because there's nowhere to go.
Where are you going to go?
Nowhere. You can't even move the cars. It's ridiculous. It's insane. We all know it. When are they going to – it hasn't improved at all. And it's both directions, going from Foster all the way to Seguin and then coming back home from Houston, Seguin all the way to 1604. It is shit. And
that's the problem, Big Al. You can't take the access road because that's where all the construction is. You can't even take the access road, Big Al. All of that's under construction. If you get off trying to be the cool guy, like, hey, I'm going to be the only person thinking that you're going to end up screwed anyway. So that's not even an option. Just fix this shit, Rich.
Who you punching tonight?
I'm punching people. I had to go get a tire today for my truck. And so I'm at the tire shop and I'm waiting on them to tell me the price and all this. And this lady's sitting there waiting. And I don't know why people do this. And it's normally boomers. I don't know why boomer women. And I don't punch women often. But talking on speakerphone in public drives me effing insane. Like, and it was to the point where there was 3 of us in there. There was me, another guy, and this woman talking on speakerphone. And me and the dude are looking at each other like, what the is happening? And I'm looking at her like, lady, what are you doing? Maybe it's because she's heard that, having a cell phone to your ear causes cancer. I don't know. But why are you talking? And she, like, boomers, they don't text. So she proceeded to call 2-3 people because she's waiting. So she's burning time. She don't burn time on Instagram or Facebook or X like we do. She's like, I'm gonna call Deborah and see how her Christmas was. She proceeded to make 3 phone calls all on speakerphone while she's talking loud. Then we can hear what Deborah's saying. I was dude, I went outside. I was like, I'm going to get mad. I was like, I'm getting mad and I shouldn't be. Like, that's none of my business. Who cares? But the shit drove me crazy. Punch people that talk on speakerphone in public.
How do grown people not realize this? What you're saying should be a given. What you're saying should be just as given as, hey, I need to eat at some point today. Or I need to drink water today. How is that not? And it's worse. It's getting worse. Not a day goes by I don't see someone walking down the street or any HEB with their phone out like this. Blah, 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 blah,
on
blah,
speaker.
blah. Come on, man. This
on
is
speaker?
how bad.
And it's a tight area. See, it's like HEB, okay, you still sucks. But in a tight area where we can hear it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. 100.
I was like, whoa, bro. Me and the dude looked at each other. He just shook his head. I just shook my head. We were both pissed.
Awful. Just awful.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
So anyway,
All right, Orlando Kell, don't punch your ex-wife or your soon-to-be
no.
ex-wife. Just divorce the shit out of her. That's where Orlando comes in. Don't punch her. You'll mess yourself up in court. One slip up, and you mess it all up. You got to take the high road and realize that divorce is simply a business transaction in the state, to the state and on paper. It's an arbitration. They don't give a shit about your emotions. They don't care about who did what. It's a straight up business agreement, and you got to have
Right.
the man and the best in this city when it comes to family law. And he defends everybody if they hire him. But he especially likes to defend dads. One of Orlando's specialties is because he's seen it all. He's been doing this 25 years, by the way. He's 25 years into this. So there's nothing that he hasn't seen. I mean, nothing. And I've had some unique stuff, 25 years. He really likes to defend dads, that are being maybe painted in a certain way, treated like shit. Old lady using the kids as pawns, this kind of thing. And in the state of Texas, they will allow the woman to screw you if she chooses to, if you don't have a good guy to fight for you. And that's Orlando Kell, 210-775-4995. Or you can email him directly and mention us for sure. It's orlandokell.law@gmail.com, orlandokell.law@gmail.com. All right, real quick before we go.
Got to pour some on the block, right?
We've had a lot of drops over the years, a whole lot of drops over the years. Many of them are legendary. A lot of y'all would like to see us resurrect some of the old drops that we've had over the years. We've had a lot of new ones pop up since we started in the building. Man, if we were to rank like the most famous legendary drops, where do you think? Shut up. Where do you think that right there ranks? That's got to be top
3.
5. Yeah, 3,
top
maybe.
3. Top 3.
Absolutely. Vaya con Dios, the guy that said that, it was a Mexican television newscast.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy asked him a question in Spanish. And I don't know, his name was Felipe Aldape. Passed away a couple of days ago. And was it that he didn't understand the question because it was in Spanish, or he just drunk and maybe he was just doing a bit? The guy simply asked him something throwaway about the Spurs or a fiesta. It was a fiesta thing.
Yeah.
They weren't even at a Spurs game. It was at a fiesta event. And homeboy's just like, hombre, shut up. Go Spurs, go. It was so great.
Viral.
Such a good
viral
man.
Before viral.
Totally viral, man. Pour some out for the great Felipe Aldape.
The fact that we even knew he passed lets you know how viral that was.
Dude.
He's just a normal dude, right?
Yeah, just random guy. He's hanging out at Fiesta, got his do-rag on, holding his beer, and some pinche Univision or Telemundo reporter comes in. Hombre, shut up. It's just the greatest comeback in the history of everything when it comes to being interviewed by a news anchor.
Yeah.
Pour some out for him. All right, y'all, that's it. We're done. We'll do mañana. We'll crown a champion. If you've not voted, make sure you vote. I'm going to put a link up to the championship on my socials. It's Jerry Jones versus Aaron Rodgers in the championship of the D-Bag of the Year. We will crown a champion. Who will be a legend tomorrow? Will it be Jerry or Aaron Rodgers? Hugs and kisses. Love y'all hard. Thank you to DJ LG. Thank you to all of those that were a part of this one. Share, like. Follow us on all platforms, YouTube, Spotify, Twitch. Make this show shine.
And for all the Thunderdomers reaching out to me, yes, she's my cousin.
I wasn't sure if we wanted to do this story or not. Okay, you've addressed
That's about all I'll say about that.
Okay, so that's not a tease for tomorrow night's segment?
No, but yes,
okay.
She is my cousin.
Oh, no.
What are we talking about? Oh.
Well, I'll tell you off air. I brought this to his attention, actually, because a Thunderdomer sent it to me. And I'm like, should I ask him? What if he knows her? We'll discuss.
Yeah, 100 other Thunderdomers have sent me it, too. So.
Of course. I'll tell you the story in a second. It's amazing. LG, I'm not going to do the segment unless I'm given permission by LG. So far, it's a no. All right, love y'all hard. See you in here tomorrow night.
This program was made possible by contributions from viewers and listeners like you. Thank you.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.